What's up, everyone? This is the Hidden Doors Podcast, a podcast geared towards everything self-development, from books, topics, and we'll talk to interesting people. My name is Kristen Fanzon. I'm an advertising professional in New York City. I'm the author of The Hidden Doors to Success, and my whole goal in life is to have a positive influence on 10,000 people. Hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with my channel. What is up, everyone? How you doing? So, we're doing a podcast, a book review today, and we're doing a book review on one of the greats, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, my all-time favorite self-development book ever. Let's call Napoleon Hill the father of self-development. Yeah, some others might have some other people they think highly of, but I think Napoleon Hill, to me, the most influential person in my life. So, we're going to do a book review on Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. Also, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my channel. We'll have many more videos. At least once a week we'll be doing these types of videos. So hit the subscribe button, stay up to date. So, Think and Grow Rich. Man, I read this book when I was 23 years old. I'm 30 now. I read this book when I was 23. And this is the one book that was like the impetus to get me where I am now. It was the thing that made me set goals. It was something that helped channel my inner desire and inner ambition to be something more than what I was into something that was real and practical and something that I can see. Before that, I wasn't doing it. Before that, I wasn't setting goals. I had a desire to be successful and to accomplish certain things, but I wasn't doing very simple things that you'll learn in this book, but have profound impacts on your life. And so this is my favorite book. Read it when I was 23 years old. Ever since then, for the past 7 years, I've been on an insatiable quest to learn more information, to be better, to set goals, to basically just down this whole road of self-improvement. And I credit all of that to this book. It's what motivated me and inspired me to want to do that. It's what inspired me to eventually write my own book 7 years later called The Hidden Doors to Success. I dedicate one section to the first section, which I think is probably one of the most important sections, to setting goals and how to actually set goals. Because for me, I see I see a lot of people setting goals that aren't really goals, or ones that you can't really hold yourself accountable to. I will be good at my job, or I will be the best at this, or what. I see goals a lot of times miss deadlines. They're missing deadlines. So you want to get promoted, you want to buy a house, whatever your goal is. If you don't have a deadline, it's sort of something that you'll never feel the urge to fight for and work towards. And I see a lot of goals that aren't specific enough. I want to be good at my job, or I want to do X, Y, or Z. Well, what does that mean? What exactly does that mean? Do you want to increase your sales revenue by 20% by the end of the year? That's something you can actually hold yourself accountable to. And it'll be measurable. So that's the two things. Is one, just setting goals will put your subconscious mind in a completely different mindset than you've ever been. If you don't have those specific goals written down. It's something that your dreams and your desires don't ever come to fruition. And two, when you do write those goals down, make sure they are measurable, make sure there's a deadline. Otherwise, you want to be, I want to be a great singer. Well, maybe tomorrow you decide you're a great singer. How would you ever know? You need a number behind it. You need to be very specific. It cannot be ambiguous and it can't be ambiguous with whether you've accomplished it or not. You can't be gray area. It's got to be black and white. It's got to be very clear. Yes, I've hit 20% increase by this time period. I reached my goal, or you didn't, and that's very clear. So these are two really crucial concepts that I've learned when I read Think and Grow Rich, and something that I apply to in every aspect of my life. Every year I reset my goals. When I accomplish a goal, I am happy and I feel triumphant, but then the next day I set new goals. And so that could be professionally, that could be personally, it's be based on your health. You should have goals for almost everything that you're doing. And so this is the book that pushed me to do that. And my wife knows this because I talk about it all the time. I tried to get her to read the book. My favorite, I will recommend this to any human being who's ever interested in the slightest about self-development. But even if you're not, give this as a gift to someone who just graduated college or anyone that you think is slightly interested in being ambitious and wanting to accomplish more. Because this is literally a tool that will set them on an accelerated path. So the book has sold over 15 million copies worldwide. The book was originally published, I believe, in 1900s. Let's see exactly when it was published. Originally published in 1937. Okay, it's been a little while now, almost coming up on a century. The book is a little under 300 pages. It's a very easy read, and it's been revised and updated for the 21st century. So you can buy this wherever you get your books, most likely. Just buy it on Amazon. You got Amazon Prime. I hope you do. It's 2-day shipping. It's beautiful, and you'll have this book right at your door. So that's the one thing that I think is probably most important to take away is when you're done reading this book, you'll value goal setting much more highly if you don't do that already. It talks a lot about taking your inner desire, your inner ambition, and externalizing that into your real life. There's things like auto-suggestion and daily principles in the book that Napoleon wanted you to review every single morning and every day. The whole basis of it is you should envision internally who you want to be and keep thinking that's who you are, and you keep working towards it, and you set the goals to be there, and eventually you'll externalize that into yourself. And so it is a strong concept. I remember when I first read this book, the next day I came into the office when I was working, my boss was like, something's different with you. I can't figure it out, but just something's different with you. And it was just my demeanor. It was the way I was carrying myself. It was the extra level of confidence that I had. I didn't tell him is because I read Think and Grow Rich, and I started using his principles with auto-suggestion and thinking who I want to be and setting goals. But it was like a overnight change. One day I was one person, the other day I was completely different. One day, before I read this book, I was someone who thought I knew more than I did. I thought I was more confident than I actually was. I didn't set goals. I was ambitious, but I didn't know how to channel it. Read this book, started setting goals, started envisioning who I wanted to be and externalizing that into myself, into my everyday um, into my everyday work and my personal life. I started setting goals and having very clear steps of how I would get there. And and it was noticeable. So it's not just something that, you know, it's not just something that's said and supposed to help inspire you inside. It's a real thing. Think about internally where you want to be, put a plan to get there, and you'll change as a completely different person. So this is a very popular book in self development. It's very likely if you're already into self development, you've heard of the book, and if you aren't into self development, it's also probably like you've heard of the book. Regardless, you need to get it. It'll be a life changing experience reading it. I remember when I read it. It's funny, when I read this, I disliked reading. I didn't like to read at all. And when I read this book, it was like an exhilarating experience. It was weird. It was an exhilarating experience. I felt something inside of me that was like, wow, what the hell was I missing for 23 years of my life? Why wasn't I doing this? It was a boost of inspiration and knowledge about how I can tap into my inner potential that I was not using. It was so underutilized for 23 years of my life. And this is something that I talk about so much. I just was on the phone the other day with someone who ran the curriculum at a local school around in Long Island. I live in Long Island, New York. And this is one of the things I was driving home is, look, schools teach a lot of great things. You got science, math, history, literature. Those are all great things. I think the biggest missing thing is setting goals. Why not have students at the beginning of every school year set goals on where they want to be, build out a plan to get there, and teach them how to accomplish the desires and dreams that they have. And so this is now the biggest principle that I live by. It's in my book. It's something I write in my book. It's something that I think every single person should be doing if they want to achieve more in their life. And so, yeah, it's a life-changing experience when you do these types of things. So that's my book review. There are many principles that Napolean Hill goes through. I think the biggest takeaway you'll get from this book is how to set goals, how to channel your inner ambition and externalize that, how to tap into your potential deep down inside. Every single person has untapped potential, or let's just say every single person has potential deep down inside. Massive potential. I don't care who the hell you are, where you came from, what you look like, how old you are. You have massive potential, and this unleashes it. Think and Grow Rich will unleash your potential. So, you'll learn a lot from this book, and so that's. We'll end off there on the book review. I don't want to get too more into the details. Highly recommend it to anyone. Get it as a gift for your son, daughter, niece, nephew, friend, or anyone, family friend. It will, I don't know how much it is. Let's see how much it is on Amazon. Amazon. Think and Grow Rich. There's a bunch of different versions, but it looks like it's $10. It's a $10 gift that'll probably be the biggest impact, the biggest influential gift you've ever given someone, or yourself. If it's $10, it'll be the most influential book that you've probably ever read. So you can't go wrong with it. when I bought mine 23 years ago, I also have a chinchilla, which I got a couple years ago. And the chinchilla likes to bite a lot of things. Bites my walls, bites sticks. My Alexa is going off. I don't know why it's going off. The chinchilla likes to bite walls, sticks. So the chinchilla destroyed my book, so I had to buy a new one. So I have this now showcased in my living room. It's like a, I don't know. It's one of those things that I like to keep on hand always so I can review it. So go get the book. It's on Amazon. Hit the subscribe button. I said button, so weird. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you hear. There's going to be more topics we'll talk about. We'll talk to interesting people who are doing interesting things, whether that's starting a business or writing their own book or doing things that we can learn from. Because it's one of the biggest things in self-development is never think that you know more than other people. There's always things that we can learn from other people, other books, other experiences. So this whole podcast will be about trying to find and learn more. And I'll curate that information, present it to you on this podcast, and we'll continue trucking on and improving ourselves. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.